Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to medical Qigong practice this morning. I hope you all are doing well. It's good to see everyone's name and then hopefully at the end everyone's face. My name is Mary Frances. I am one of Henry Jumali's Qigong students. Let's begin with our basic 8. So today for our warm-up, we're going to go ahead and do the more traditional classical warm-up, where we're doing the breathing, the circular breathing. Let's go ahead and open up. Feet are hip width, shoulder width apart. The tip of the tongue is touching the roof of the mouth, helping us connect the front of the body with the back of the body. And first, we're just settling into the space. Letting the feet melt into the earth. Allowing the knees to soften and the tailbone to drop just a little bit. Relaxing the shoulders and then allowing the arms to move gently away from the torso. The very top of the head is reaching up into the sky. We're closing the eyes. Inhaling through the nose, guiding the breath and the chi to the lower dantian. That's that space 3 to 4 finger breaths beneath the belly button. And then exhaling down to the perineum, the lowest point in the torso. Inhaling all the way up to the big spine point at the base of the neck where the cervical and the thoracic spine meet. And then exhaling to the palms of the hands. We're going to continue this route of circular breathing, inhaling to the lower dantian. Exhaling perineum. Inhaling big spine point. Exhaling to the palms. Inhaling lower dantian. Exhaling perineum. Inhaling big spine point. Exhaling to the palms. Go ahead and start working with your own breath capacity, speeding up or slowing down the breath rate for whichever works best for you. Continuing in the circular route. Allowing the mind to relax into the breath. Allowing the mind to relax into this circular pattern. the breath to relax the body. And when you're ready, gently opening the eyes, keeping the same mind intent, closing, and getting ready for our basic 8, 1 through 6. Lung and large intestine. Inhaling, exhaling, in and out. Inhaling and exhaling. In and out. Inhaling and exhaling. Continuing on at your own pace. Allowing the breath to draw forth the movement. About one more. Closing. For the spleen and stomach exercise, I'm going to do the extra breath to start with. So we're inhaling, exhaling fully. Inhaling and exhaling. My extra inhale and exhale. Inhaling, exhaling. The modified inhalation, exhalation. Inhaling, exhaling. Now I'm going to do the classical version without that extra inhalation and exhalation. About one more time on each side. And close it. our heart, small intestines exercise. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, in, and out. About 2 more. And releasing, closing, kidney and urinary bladder. Inhaling, pausing the breath. Exhaling, in, and out. About 2 more. releasing, closing. Our pericardium and Sanjiao exercise. Inhaling, exhaling fully. Inhaling and exhaling. In and out. About one more on each side. Releasing. Our liver gallbladder exercise, opening. Keeping the eyes nice and wide. Inhaling. And exhaling. In. And out. About one more. And releasing. Closing. Keeping the feet together. We're not going to do the facial rejuvenation closing. We're going to do a more simplified closing. So keeping the feet together, transferring some of that wonderful chi to the palms. Bringing the palms to the lower dantian. 9 times circling up the right and down the left as we start gathering all that wonderful chi that we've been cultivating into the lower dantian. 9 times. switching directions as we concentrate that energy 9 times. Resting the palms at the lower dantian, closing the eyes. Inhaling, guiding the breath and the chi to the lower dantian, filling it up with energy. Exhaling, allowing that energy to settle and store so that you may use it throughout the rest of your day. Inhaling, guiding the breath and the chi to the lower dantian, filling it up with energy. Exhaling, allowing that energy to settle and store so that you may easily use it for the rest of your day. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. Allowing the mind to relax into the breath to relax the body, and the chi to settle and store. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Henry.
Hi, hello, good morning. Good to see everybody. Thank you, Mary Frances. That was an awesome practice. So we went through an overview of the 5 elements and then how they show up on the face and the different energies. Today I want to talk about your purpose lines. Okay, so that's not really part of one particular element. Purpose, okay, we call it the Fa Ling lines. And the Fa Ling lines are right here. Okay, so some of us have a very distinct and clear purpose lines, excuse me. Okay, they're on both sides, or should be on both sides. And some of us may have barely any, but usually they start here at the top, and as you get more connected with your purpose, they start to extend down, they start to deepen a little bit, to be a little bit more noticeable. Usually you don't see these in young people because they're still figuring out life. And so those purpose lines don't really show up. If you do see it in someone who's really young, maybe someone who's in their teens or even in their 20s, and they're like very distinct, they're very deep lines, so that would be a little bit unusual. Yay, lines. So not all lines are bad. Yes, correct. So not all lines are bad. So those are really good lines that you want to have, especially as you get older. So purpose line means, like, are you on your purpose? Are you connected with your purpose? Are you doing something that, what Patricia would call, are you on your golden path in life? Basically, are you doing things that really feed your soul and really part of your purpose here in this lifetime? That could be a lot of different things, but so why left and right, right? So this also plays into what I talk about in terms of the differential between left and right sides, because some of us may be on our path, we may be doing the things that are on that golden path, but we may not know it. All right, so there's that differential on the left and right. Or some of us are not doing it, but we know what it is. Okay, so that's more internal. So if you know what it is, but you're not doing it, maybe because for me, like a very common reason could be family. Like you have to take care of family business, even though that's what is not really your purpose. You have other things that that you should be doing, but you're not doing them right now. Okay, so that would be more internally, you would know. So internal is your right side. Okay, so your right line would be defined and deep, perhaps, because you know it, but perhaps your left side is very faint or barely there. So that would be a reason. And then conversely, if you don't know, then it wouldn't be there on your right or very faint. And then on your left, perhaps you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, but you don't quite know yet, or you're not confident, right? You may not be confident. You might be like, well, I think I'm doing it, but I'm not quite sure. Okay. You can sort of check your filing lines to give you a little bit of an idea if you're on the path. Now, there's also more subtleties than that. Like some people have like broken lines, or maybe like you can see it and then you see it again, like it skips a little bit. So that could be like, because your purpose lines, you know, we don't have just one purpose in life. Some of us, we have, you know, we're doing one thing, and we know that this is what we're supposed to do. But then at some point we say, okay, well, actually, I think my purpose is different now. And I need to make a big change. So that's also possible too, because not all of us have the same purpose throughout our lives. As we live, as we change, as we grow, we may find that, you know, we want to tweak it, or maybe something entirely different. Maybe, you know, the first half of your life, you're doing great. You're an acupuncturist, okay? And then I'm not talking about you, Mary Frances. Just give an example. And then in the second half, you're like, well, actually, I'm really into piano, and I really want to hone my skills in that. And you know, you go into piano. So you may have that reflected in your filing lines. Maybe there's a little bit of a break, or a mole along the line, or some sort of marking to sort of mark that transition or change. Both whether that happened in the past, it may mark, or it may mark in the future, like something coming up. So if you have something like that, and you're like, well, I don't think I'm changing, there might be something coming up on your way. So those are some little clues. But other lines are, you know, if they aren't very deep set, usually these are different lessons in your life, and you don't want to erase them, because then you're going to erase those lessons that you learned as well. But yeah, regarding left and right sides, as we talked about in the filing lines here, again, filing lines are your purpose lines. Okay, we talked a lot about all the different facial features, and the left and right side are different, right? So confidence, for example, okay? So similarly, the internal, external applies. So if you have like a really full, you know, right cheek, sorry, I'm like, I know I look reverse or whatever. Okay, so this is my right cheek, okay? So right cheek, if your right cheek is really full, okay, and perhaps your left is a little bit flat, it could mean two things, okay? So one is you have a lot of internal confidence. You really believe in yourself, and maybe it's not showing up as much because your left is flat. So it could be certainly that, or it could be more of an abundance of this or a lack of this. So, you know, that would be something we look at. But for most of us, even though all of us are asymmetrical, if you look very closely, you know, if you cut yourself in half and compare, it's going to be not exactly the same. However, okay, they shouldn't be super different. Okay, like maybe like your cheeks, one side may be slightly fuller than the neck than the other side, but it normally wouldn't be like one side's full and the other side's empty. Or same thing with like your smile lines. Like if you smile, like it shouldn't be, you know, like this or like this. All right. Same thing with like, say, your jaw. You may notice one side being very full and then the other side empty. So when that happens, usually there's a disharmony between the two sides. I mean, we all have a little bit of imbalance, but if it's like that significant, then we look at more of a significant imbalance, something really disharmonious going on. Perhaps a conflict between your internal self and your external self is one thing you might want to look at. The other could be, we look at parental influence, okay? So your mother's influence versus your father's influence. Again, like, so your mother's influence is related more to your right side, and your father's influence would be more reflected on your left side. So it could be something like that. It could be some sort of conflicts in your life and how that played out on your face. So it's not just internal, external, not just left and right, but it could be that too. So there's a lot of different levels here that we can look at and examine. But the main thing is, you know, we look for some sort of congruency on the face to see that there's some balance. And, you know, our goal is not to have every feature be like super prominent. That's, that would be a little bit abnormal too. Okay, so if you have like a really strong chin, and a really strong jaw, and like full cheeks, and a big nose, and, you know, your brow bone and a prominent forehead, no one has all those features. Okay, and therein lies, you know, it's not just about, don't just focus on your gifts. I think I said yesterday that your gifts can be challenges in disguise, because gifts come easy to us. That means we often take it for granted. Because it's easy, you don't think about it, you don't appreciate it as much. It's usually the challenges, things that come hard to us, things that we have to work for and earn. Those are the things that we really do value over time. So don't sort of feel bad if you feel like, oh man, I don't have, you know, those cheeks that, you know, I ideally want, or that brow bone, or that jaw, or that chin. Okay, our creativity and our ability to, you know, find solutions to things despite what the hand that we're dealt. So that's really important, how we respond to our challenges. You know, if you don't have that strong willpower, maybe you have a strong determination, or maybe you have that strong gift of confidence. Use your gifts to help you overcome some of those challenges that you have, and our challenges do become our gifts over time. Okay, so thank you. Check out your filing lines, your purpose lines. Like to see what you think. I'm curious, because, you know, again, when you look at it closely, it may not be continuous. There may be some brokenness to it, or, you know, it may be stronger on one side versus the next. So I'm curious, and we can talk about this on Social Sunday, about purpose, about how that plays out. Okay, so thank you. We'll see you tomorrow on Friday. Bye.